Vanessa, welcome back to my channel. So today I have this kind of purple cut crease eyeshadow look with a purple mauve nude lip. I use the Jaclyn Hill palette for this eyeshadow look, so if you have it, sit down and do your makeup with me. But yeah guys, if you like this makeup look, just keep on watching. Okay, so jumping straight in, I'm gonna prime the face. Right now I'm using the Benefit Professional Primer. So I'm just gonna put this in all the spots. Uh-oh, I dropped the cap. I'm just gonna put this in all the spots where I have like a lot of pores. I'm gonna use the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette. And this purple shade right here. There we go, that purple shade right there with my broken nail. I think it's called Royalty. Perfect. I really want to do like a half cut crease smoky eye with that as like the main star of the show, so that's what I'm gonna do. First, to prep the eye, I'm gonna use my same LA Girl Pro Conceal HD in the shade Buff. There we go. I'm just going to put that on the eyelid to prep for eyeshadow. Then I'm going to just blend it in with my wet beauty sponge. There we go, so there are the eyes primed. I'm going to go in with a transition shade from the palette. And oh, my game updated. Okay, I'm gonna go in with this Morphe E27 brush. Here we go. It's like a fluffy, it's just like a fluffy blending brush. I think I'm gonna go into this shade right here in the palette. And I'm just gonna blend that in the crease as like a transition shade and to set the crease. That shade in the crease. Now what I'm gonna do is start focusing on like the outer V and the outer part of the crease. So I'm going in with the Morphe E22. Yeah, I was right, 22. It's just like a more tapered blending brush. I'm gonna go in with this color here, this brown right here in the palette. What is that shade called? Mocha? I think so. I think that's Mocha. I'm gonna focus this on the outside V of the eye, so like right here on the outside of the lid and the outside part of the crease. I'm gonna really focus this there and only blend it in a little bit. So it should look something like this. I'll like clean up the edge when I do foundation and concealer and stuff like that. That's both eyes with it on. Now I'm going to go in with that same E27 brush that I was using before, with no additional product, and kind of just blend everything, blend the edges. What I want to do, I want to cut the crease and then probably go in with that really dark, like, it's like a mix of like a dark purple and a dark brown. I think it's the shade Soda Pop. Yeah, this shade right here. I'm gonna go in with that on like a smaller blending brush. This is the Morphe M506 brush. I'm gonna use that shade after I cut the crease. So I'm gonna use the same concealer, but I'm gonna dispense some on the back of my hand. Just like that. And then I'm going to take like a flat packing brush, if I have one. This one, the Morphe R43. It's like a short packing brush. I'm going to use this so I have more control over what I'm like cutting out. You can go in with something longer like this, but since it's longer, you don't have as much control over something like as short as this, if that makes sense. So I'm only going to cut half the crease, so I'm going to stop like right at the center of my eye. So I put that as like a marker. That's pretty much where I'm going to stop. So it looks something like this, just like halfway cut. I'm going to cut the other eye and then I'll go in with the eyeshadow just so my brush doesn't get dirty, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to use the same brush. Well, pretty much them cut, so what I want to do is whatever is left over, it's like very, very little. I'm going to drag the brush that I'm going to use to pack on the purple. This is just an Essential Beauty brush. It has no number, it has no name. So I don't know, but it's just like a flat packing brush. I'm just doing this so the brush is a little tacky, because there's really like nothing left on my hand right here. I'm just doing it so it gets kind of tacky, so it picks up the purple really good. So I'm gonna go in with the purple shade that's Royalty in the palette, and pick it up with the side that has the light wash of concealer, like that. And then just place that directly on top of the concealer that you cut your eye with. So it looks something like that. There we go. So that's both eyes done with the purple. Now I'm going to go in with that pencil brush that I was talking to you about earlier, that M506 brush. And I'm going to pick up, I think it's called Soda Pop, this shade in the palette. And I'm just going to focus on deepening and blending the outer V's, and also blending like in the crease, so it's not just like purple in skin color or purple in transition shade, it's like purple in some dimension before you get to the transition shade, if that kind of makes sense. So you'll see once it's done. Even with that little bit, you can tell a little difference in what's going on in the eye. I'm just going to go back in with the E22 brush that I was using earlier. It's like the bigger tapered brush. And using that light brown in the palette. I just dug my nail into it. This one right here, just like one little tap, just so you can fully blend and bring back like that brown color, because that Soda Pop color is really, really dark and I didn't want it that dark. I wanted it more brown. That makes sense. And then going in with a big fluffy brush I used in the beginning, it's the Morphe E27 brush. I'm with no additional product, I'm just going over the tops, the edges, just so it blends out evenly. That's pretty much the eyeshadow for the top lid finished. Now that my primer is pretty set into my pores, I really like to do this with pore filling primers, let it soak into the pores. I'm going to go in with foundation, but first I'm going to use just a side of the beauty blender, the beauty sponge that I don't use, and kind of wipe away any fallout I might have. There we go. fallout is clean and the edges look pretty sharp. I'm gonna go in with foundation. I'm going in with this same Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Natural Beige. Taking one pump on my finger, I'm just gonna dot that around. I'm just gonna go in with the beauty blender side, the beauty sponge side that I didn't wipe the fallout off with, and just pounce that into the skin. That's the foundation pretty much blended into the skin. Now I'm gonna go in with concealer. I'm gonna use the same one I used to cut my crease. What I've been wanting to do with concealer lately is kind of blend it out with a brush and then blend it with a beauty sponge. So I'm gonna do brows just so I have like a good shape of what I'm starting to look like, so I can do brows based off that. There we go, just like that. So I'm gonna go in with this Morphe MB23 brush. It's just like a blending brush. I'm gonna make sure to like rub it on something so there's no product on it, and then I'm gonna blend my concealer out with this first a little bit. So it's blended a little bit. Now I'm gonna finish blending it with the beauty sponge. The concealer blended out. I felt like it blended out a little better. I keep looking in different mirrors and monitors to see what it looks like. I'm also gonna start setting with a brush too, so I'm gonna set with the same brush that I used to like partially blend out the concealer. And first, I'm gonna make sure everything is blended, like the creases are blended out. And then I'm gonna go in with the powder. Then I'm still gonna go in with the sponge and kind of sponge in the powder that's on the skin. Here, I'm gonna start the brows. So I'm gonna go in with the same brow brush that I always use, this Morphe E29 brush. And I'm still using that Maybelline Tattoo Studio Brow Gel. Be careful with this because this can get really thick really fast. I've been doing like a newish technique. Instead of brushing all the brow hairs upward first, I've been brushing them downward first on both sides. Look how crazy they look brushed down. That's so weird. And then just going in and doing the top tail first, because that's what I do. I don't fill in all the top, like all the way in the front. I just do the top tail. It's really it for the top eyebrow. There we go. And when I brush it up, I don't know, I feel like it looks so much more structured. What I want to do is work on the lower lash line. So I'm going to go back in with that teeny pencil brush that we use the dark Soda Pop color with, that M506 brush. And I'm going to go in with a new shade. This light brown down here in the second row under the transition shade we used, right under. Make sure you don't have any left over of the dark Soda Pop shade, this one, on your brush. Just rub it like on a dirty towel or something. There we go. I'm gonna run this along my lower lash line and kind of connect the outside part and kind of like wing that out just a little. So I just blended that one color on my lower lash line. I don't know if you can see. And I kind of made the edges blend like smoother. I don't have a brown eyeliner. I don't think so actually. So I don't recommend this, but I don't share my makeup with anyone, so I know where my lip liners have been. I'm going to use this lip liner as a eyeliner. It's this one swatched right here. This brown toned one right here. Not the pinky one, the brown one. I'm going to use this as like an inner water eyeliner. There we go. So you can tell between the two, this one is a little darker than this one. For the eyeshadow is highlight the inner tear duct. And I want it to beam. So I think I'm going to go in with this shade. This looks like, to me, the lightest, most shimmeriest shade in the palette. I think so. I'm using the sun to kind of like reflect off of it. So I'm going to go in with this shade. I don't know the name. I think it's called Obsessed. I'm going to go in with a new pencil brush. This is the Morphe M514 brush. I'm going to pick up that color and place that like in the inner tear ducts of the eye and a little bit lower on the lash line, just a little. Since I have this brush out, I'm going to go in with this top little mixture of these top two shimmer colors and do my brow bone. There we go. So it's like a slight sheen, but not as shimmery as the shimmer eyeshadow. That's pretty much the eyes complete. I'm not going to do a wing today. I am going to glue on lashes, but I want to do that like last. So let's finish off with the face. I'm going to go in with the, you already know, Butter Bronzer from Physicians Formula. This is a sun-kissed bronzer. I'm just going to like contour and bronze the face and the normal temples, cheekbones, jawbone, and then go in with a different brush for the nose. But this is that same R2 brush that I use. It's like a big fluffy one. So that's the bronzer on. Now I'm going to go in with a different brush. This is the Morphe M514 brush. It has a little bit of brown on it because that's what I like to use when I contour my nose. So I'm just going to pick up a little bit of the bronzer and contour my nose. There we go. And I do go over it with my beauty sponge to kind of diffuse the lines so they're not so harsh like right now. Of the nose contour, I'm just going to pounce over it a little bit. Now for blush, I'm going in with this old MAC blush. It doesn't have the sticker. It's this. I don't know the shade name. I want to give like a good hard swatch so you can see the shade. It's like a orangey toned pink. It's more peachy orange than the pink blush that I have from Sonia Kashuk that I use a lot. So I'm just going to go in with this blush brush. This is the Morphe E51 brush. It's like this, same blush brush that I use. I'm just going to go in with that, put on the apples of my cheeks and swoop it back. Left over, I kind of run on the temples. Go, so that's the blush on. Put on my lashes. So here are my lashes on. I curled the tips of them when I already had them on with my real ones, and then I just kind of blinked as I put the mascara on, kind of like how I'm showing you right now. Underneath my like bronzer and blush area needs a little help blending, so I'm going to go in with my translucent powder. I didn't even tell you, but it's the same one I've been using. It's the Kat Von D. The Kat Von D one. On my blending sponge, I'm just gonna like rub just to kind of blend. Going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Nicole Guerrero collaboration. It's my only Anastasia highlighting palette I have, and I think it's the best one. Here are what the shades look like. Today I feel like mixing Forever Lit and Kitty Cat together, which are this white and this pink. So I'm going in with my Morphe M310 fan brush. And I do tap off the excess because it is like pretty sparkly. And I'm just going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones. Okay, almost done. So now I have lip liner and lip gloss. Today I don't feel like wearing a lipstick. I'm going to fill in on my lip with a lip liner. So I'm going to use this Bodyography Heatherberry lip pencil. And just line my lips, overline them at the top where the Cupid's bow is. There we go. I wanted like a more like purpley toned nude, so I went with this mauve color, which is perfect. And then right over top, I'm going in with the Dose of Colors Over the Top lip gloss. This is from the Desi and Katie collab. I have one side that I always put on my lips and one side I keep clean, just depending on like a look, if I ever want to use this and I want like a pure, and just put lip gloss over the entire lip. Oh yes. But yeah guys, this is pretty much the final look. It is this purple half cut crease with a purple mauve lip. Yeah guys, so if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, or if you just want to tell me, hey, what's up. And remember guys, it's Vanessa. Bye.